Hello friends, I've tried to assemble these 10 great Spanish thriller films that I think no cinema lover should miss. You can reorder them as your choice, but do not miss them. Let's start. Number 10. Everybody knows. Laura and her 2 children travel from Argentina to Spain to attend her sister's wedding. Festive atmosphere in the whole house. Laura has come home after a long time. Suddenly, Laura meets her ex-boyfriend Paco and his wife. Everyone is happy. The joyful reunion soon turns tragic when her older daughter gets kidnapped. The next morning, Paco's wife received a message demanding 3 million euros. Who kidnapped Laura's daughter? What could be the motive? Who is responsible behind this kidnapping? You will face many more such questions while watching the movie. And you have to watch the movie to know the answers to the questions. Next movie is Sleep Tight. Caesar is a miserable person who believes he was born without the ability to be happy. As a result, he decides his mission is to make life hell for everyone around him. He is quite good at his job, attentive and caring. He will competently take care of any problem in the building, take the dogs out for a walk. He will even wholeheartedly welcome you back home after a long day at work. However, underneath this elaborate facade lies a well-hidden monster. He takes advantage of his position to invade the privacy of the residents. He secretly enters their apartments and disrupts their lives in subtle and unsettling ways. A majority of the tenants are easy to agitate, but Clara proves to be harder than the most. So Caesar goes to creepy extremes to make this young woman mentally break down. The movie started off pretty confusing, but there's no going back once things start to unfold. Number 8 is Marshland. After the brutal Franco regime's dictatorship ended in Spain in the 1980s, investigators from Madrid Pedro Suarez and Juan Robles were sent to a remote area in the Guadalquivir marshes to look into a recent series of teenage girl disappearances. The case changes from a simple search for missing girls to one for a brutal serial killer, and Pedro and Juan are forced to find a way to cooperate well enough to stop a monster before more innocent people suffer. As the two navigate the choppy waters of neighborhood politics and gossip, the case becomes more complicated. Now I am going to tell about the movie Cell 211. The plot revolves around Juan Oliver, a young prison guard who is about to start his new job at a high-security prison in Spain. However, his first day takes a dramatic and unexpected turn when a prison riot breaks out just as he is touring the facility. The jail guards leave as soon as they become aware of the impending violence, leaving Juan unconscious in the middle of the riot. Juan immediately assesses the situation after waking up and realizes that he needs to pretend as a prisoner in order to survive. The riot leader is convinced that Juan is a new inmate. Up until the rioters kidnap 3 ETA hostages, negotiations are going smoothly. Juan quickly realizes that he is on his own as the situation becomes more politicized and the government gets involved, afraid of potential ramifications in the Basque community. As the drama heightens, unexpected shifts in character both within and without the prison occur. Now, the secret in their eyes. The retired justice officer, Benjamin Esposito, finds himself grappling with the challenge of beginning his novel, based on the Morales case from 25 years ago. Seeking inspiration and guidance, he pays a visit to his former superior, Irene Menendez Hastings, at the courthouse, eager to share his initial draft. In the 1970s, Benjamin harbors an unrequited affection for Irene, his newly appointed boss from a higher social stratum. Assigned to investigate the harrowing murder of Liliana Coloto, a recently married woman, Benjamin and his alcoholic partner, Pablo Sandoval, become deeply empathetic toward the grieving husband, Ricardo Morales, as they delve further into the case. Their investigation leads them to a man named Isidoro Gomez, who appears suspicious in numerous photographs with Liliana, making him the prime suspect. 2.5 decades later, Ricardo continues to be haunted by his lingering love for Irene and the unresolved mysteries surrounding the Morales case. Next movie is The Occupant. The story revolves around Javier Muñoz, a successful executive who loses his job during an economic downturn. With his financial situation deteriorating, Javier and his family are forced to leave their luxurious apartment in the heart of Barcelona. However, Javier becomes obsessed with his former life and the apartment he once owned. He starts stalking the new tenants, becoming increasingly intrusive in their lives. Javier returns to his apartment. He still has the keys after sacking his cleaner, and becomes unhealthily obsessed with the new tenants and his old digs: businessman Tomas, wife Laura, and daughter Monica. His obsession escalates, and he begins to manipulate and sabotage their relationships, leading to a series of disturbing events. Number 7 is Fermat's Room. The plot revolves around a group of 4 mathematicians who are invited to a remote and mysterious location by an enigmatic host known as Fermat. These mathematicians are strangers to each other, each with their own unique area of expertise. Upon arriving at the location, they find themselves trapped in a room with seemingly no way out. Fermat communicates with them via letters, presenting them with a series of complex mathematical puzzles and riddles. The mathematicians quickly realize that their lives are at stake, and they must work together to solve the puzzles to escape. When solving puzzles, all while trying to unravel the mystery of Fermat's identity and his reasons for bringing them together. Next one is The Invisible Guest. The story follows Adrian Doria, a successful businessman who wakes up in a locked hotel room with the lifeless body of his lover, Laura Vidal, lying next to him. With no memory of the previous night's events and unable to explain how he got there, Adrian panics and decides to hire a prestigious defense attorney, Virginia Goodman, to help clear his name. Adrian tells Virginia his version of the events leading up to Laura's death, claiming his innocence. He insists that a mysterious stranger with a mask broke into their hotel room and attacked them. Virginia and Adrian work together to uncover hidden truths, and as they dig deeper, they unravel a complex web of secrets, lies, and unexpected twists. The story keeps the audience guessing about what really happened that fateful night. Number 2 is The Skin I Live In. Dr. Robert Ledyard, a brilliant but disturbed plastic surgeon who is conducting controversial and ethically questionable experiments in his secluded mansion. Dr. Ledyard is consumed by a personal tragedy involving his wife's death and his daughter's disfigurement, both of which were caused by a traumatic incident years earlier. Determined to overcome the limitations of traditional medicine, he becomes obsessed with creating a synthetic, burn-resistant skin. His experimental subject, Vera Cruz, is a mysterious woman held captive in his mansion, and she wears the synthetic skin that Ledyard has developed. But the incident is not only about his secret research. There is a very complicated and terrible story hidden behind it. Number 1 is Mirage. In 1989, a 12-year-old boy named Nico witnesses a violent event during a powerful 72-hour storm, ultimately leading to his tragic death. Fast forward to 2014, Vera Roy, a nurse with a loving family, moves into the same house that once belonged to Nico. Strange events occur when she connects with the past through an old TV and camera equipment. Vera warns Nico of his impending death, altering the course of history. Suddenly, Vera awakens in a parallel timeline where her life has drastically changed. Her daughter is gone, her husband is with his former girlfriend, and the man responsible for the past tragedy is still alive. With her memories and realities shifting each time she touches someone, Vera seeks the help of Inspector Lara to unravel the truth behind these parallel worlds. Mirage is a mind-bending journey through time and parallel realities, filled with suspense and intrigue.